So, hey there, beautiful people. Many of us follow a high nutrient dense, low carb eating plan like this insulin girl. It works so well for so many, but we get confused oftentimes with vegetables. And vegetables can be confusing because it's like, which ones are unlimited and which ones should I probably hold back a little bit on? And that is what this video is all about. This very short video, and it is coming right up. So, hey there, this is Lindy Ford, registered dietitian, clinical and licensed nutritionist and nutrition detective. I'm so glad you're here today. Please hit that bell and you will be notified of future videos, as well as first subscribing and being a part of our YouTube family, and also following me on all the social medias, Lindy Ford Nutrition and Wellness. And just, hey, if you're a new subscriber, just say, hey, I'm a new sub below, and I'd love to welcome you into the family. So, hey, I know that vegetables can be confusing, and I'm going to tell you something. In my practice, this is every day, several times a day, I am nagging, I am harping, and in a nice way, encouraging people to eat more of them. But the question comes in which ones are the lower sugar ones, glycemic ones, meaning they don't raise your blood sugar so much, and which ones are starchy. And this is how I want you to look at it. Look at the starchy ones as, yes, you can eat them. They're not off limit. You do have to limit them, because I look at them like other starches like bread, rice, and that kind of thing. So you need to limit them if you want to keep your blood sugars in check. Most of us do. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go through why they're important. I've done many videos on that. I'm going to link 2 of them below. One on the importance of and what they can do for you, those low glycemic veggies, and how to get more of them in sneaky ways and all kinds of creative ways into your life. Now, this is how you determine if it's a low sugar veggie or a starchy veggie. And first, you kind of look at the glycemic index. So what is a glycemic index? It just is a ranking. It's a ranking of foods from 1 to 100 based on the effect that it has on your blood sugar level. So there's low, medium, and high. But I take it a step further, because you've got to realize that you don't eat the same serving size of broccoli. I can eat 2 cups of broccoli. I want to, but I never have eaten 2 cups of garlic before. So it's different depending on what is an average serving. And that is why I always look at the glycemic load. It takes into the account the glycemic index, but it takes it a step further, and it tells you it in relationship to the amount that you're going to eat. All right, again, I'm going to go over this is the list. I'm going to project the list up there and let you look at the starchy ones. Now, again, doesn't mean you can't have this, but I would say you need to eat these in moderation. They're not completely bad, but just in moderation. Number 1 is corn. Number 2 are beans. Now, I realize, don't get all over me, beans are not technically a vegetable, but a lot of people think they are, so I linked them in there. They are a legume, and I would limit them, especially if you have GI problems. We're not going to get into the lectin thing today, but beans can be very healthy. Don't get me wrong, they're high in fiber, but they can be very problematic. But number 3 are peas. Number 4, parsnips. Number 5, potatoes. Both potatoes, sweet potatoes and regular potatoes. Now, sweet potatoes are wonderful, don't get me wrong, but they're still a little bit high on that glycemic load. 6 is rutabagas, and 7 are some types of squash, and that is acorn and butternut squash. So those are the ones that you probably need to limit. Now, there are 2 that are kind of in the middle between eat just as many as you want and limiting those veggies, and that is carrots and beets. Just because they do raise your blood sugars a little bit too much, but they should be somewhat limited, but we really usually don't eat that many of them, so they're fine. Now, the low glycemic veggies, I'm going to give you that list, And that list means like you eat more of them. You eat just as many as you want, and here is a list. There's a lot more of those than there are the starchies. So the sky is the limit on those, and you need to eat more. And I want you again to watch the videos. Please watch the videos on veggies and learn why they're so important, because that'll encourage you to eat more of them. And listen guys, if you have to stick some grass-fed butter on them, any way you can eat them. Of course you don't want to do it in like a fried kind of vegetable, but you really want to make them taste good. Mash them, do whatever you have to do, but put them in a smoothie. That's how I get a lot of my veggies. But eat more of them and you will reap the benefits. So I hope that helped to clear up the starchy versus the low glycemic. And just remember that everyone deserves the freedom to live their best life. And I will see you in the next video.